Hi guys, it's Louis in the UK, doing a bit of my Elvis Presley Let's Learn Together stuff. Got a bit of a tickly throat today. Got me a cup of tea to try and help soothe it. So I'm in Southwest UK and I'm going to put a cushion on this seat, make it a bit softer. I've decided as I learn things, I'm going to do it with you guys. We can learn together. Most of you probably already know this. So I've been going through the different addresses that Elvis had, and today I'm going to use Elvis Australia. I'm just going to literally read it, and we're starting off Elvis's home in 1956, Audubon Drive, Memphis, Tennessee, and he was 21 years old. It says here Elvis would rise to international stardom, and then it shows a picture of the home, but it's not very clear with these because I'm just showing you my phone. Let's have a look. 1034 Audubon Drive, Memphis, Tennessee. Before flying to Shreveport on the 3rd of March 1956 with cousin Gene Smith, Elvis writes a check for $500 towards the purchase of a house for himself and his parents, 1034 Audubon Drive, a well-to-do suburban neighborhood east of downtown Memphis. Elvis is on tour on March the 20th. His parents move into the house. Into the new house. Let me just see if I can make that picture bigger so I can show you. So this is them moving into the house. I get it wrong, but I can't. How about if I just go right up to the camera? There we go. There we go. So obviously that's Vernon and Gladys. They look very happy with themselves. You can see Elvis's motorbike there. Elvis purchased the house with royalties earned from Heartbreak Hotel. This was a time of innocence, gracious Southern living, and the dawn of pop culture as we know it today. During his 13-month stay at Audubon, Elvis became a multiple hit record artist with RCA, a movie star, a teen idol, a breadwinner, obviously he paid the bills for his immediate family, a heartbreaker, award winner, and ultimately a home owner with numerous additions and customizations to the property as designated by Elvis, which remain to this day. Let's have a look. Elvis, right, this is another picture here. Try and make it bigger. And there's even a newspaper clipping here of him buying it. So very cool looking Elvis. Let's go right up close. Right up close. It's funny, the nearer you move to the camera, right, there we go. It's not really going to focus, is it? Okay, and then let's look at this newspaper clipping. Let's have a look. So it says, Elvis buys £100,000 home. You're not going to see that very well, but I can read it. Elvis Presley buys £100,000 home, Memphis 10, on March the 23rd. Rock and rolling Elvis Presley became a country squire today, purchasing £100,000 country residence for himself and his parents. The 22-year-old guitar strummer said he was swapping in his present smaller Memphis home as a part payment on the modern two-story, five-bedroom establishment. The new home, boasting a 4-car garage, is located on a 13.5-acre tract of land in Whitehaven, south of Memphis, near Mississippi state line. The property is adjacent to a church. When notified of the sale, Pastor Howard Stevens said he was pleased to have the controversial pelvis pulsating singer as a neighbor. Here we go. Could you imagine what it's like to have Elvis Presley, the most famous person ever born, to move in next door to you? And no surprise that he moves in very close to a church, and it has a very large piece of land around it. So I wonder what Elvis's intentions were. This is a 2007 picture of the backyard swimming pool Elvis had constructed for this for friends and family. It's not very clear, but okay. In March the 17th, 1957, Elvis buys with his parents, Vernon and Gladys. Right, we've already said this. Okay. Right. They would have been comfortable there, but had their son not become the biggest show business sensation in the Western world, it soon became apparent that 1034 Alderman Drive failed to provide privacy for an increasing army of fans who even started camping on the home's front lawn. Consequently, Elvis and his parents spent much of the early 1957 in Hollywood, where Elvis was filming Loving You, which featured his parents as extras. I didn't know that. I actually know, is that where they... I'm getting confused now. I didn't know that both parents were in there. I know that Gladys was in one of the movies where she was sat in the audience that were watching Elvis perform. I didn't know that was Loving You, but I'm learning. Right, let's have a look. On Saturday the 17th, 1957, a day after return to Memphis, Elvis' mother and father called real estate agent Virginia Grant to see what she had on offer. Grant wasted no time. The day she showed them 2 properties, leaving Graceland to last. By 6 p.m., she had accepted a $1,000 deposit for the Presleys and drawn up a provision of sale contract detailing the terms of sale, including an asking price of $90,000. At 10 a.m. on Monday, March the 19th, the 22-year-old Elvis accompanied his parents and met Grant at Graceland. So we're about to purchase Graceland by the looks of it. Elvis surveyed the property for a few minutes, then baptized the house by playing some rock and roll at a piano. Elvis and... Right, that's no surprise. So the first thing Elvis did in that house when he viewed it was get on the piano and play rock and roll. Vernon and Gladys Presley signed the sale contract on the spot as purchasers. The closing day was set on Tuesday, March the 26th at 4:30 p.m. And taking a break from fans, Elvis relaxed with family on the patio of his home on 1034 Audubon Drive in Memphis. Elvis paid $40,000 for the 4-bedroom ranch-style house in 1956, a year before he purchased Graceland. The same day this photograph was taken, July the 4th, and played the benefit concert at Russwood Park. And I've heard about that benefit concert. Right, let's have a look at them relaxing. There you go. Could have... He just outgrew that home way too quickly. And it's amazing, like this particular website, Elvis Australia, yeah, it's not very clear, but it just seems excellent. And I'm pretty sure they have a YouTube channel as well. But it has lots of different things on here. So you've got Graceland before Elvis. You've got Graceland newspaper articles about him buying it. Elvis Presley with the music Gates of Graceland, and you've got photos of Graceland in 1962 and 1965 and 1968. Then there's a story here about Jerry Lee Lewis arrested at Gracelands, and I'm going to make a video about that story. Then we've got Bruce Springsteen. This is a well-known story that he jumped the gates to try and meet Elvis before he became famous. President Bush and Japanese Prime Minister Koizumi visit Graceland. You've got, I mean, there's just so much. Graceland Mansion designated National Historic Landmark. Then we got here Elvis's family history starting at 1669 to 1935. Wow. There's a big section on Gladys and Vernon. Just really good. Just read this. I've stood aloft on this stately hill these many years. I've known the great joys of life and left and wept its saddest tears. I've seen the leaves turn umber, then bow to winter snow. I've asked, the text is so small here. I think it's a poem, but I haven't got my glasses on. I'm struggling to read that. So right, she got Elvis the Wall, drone footage, Elvis on the tractor. I think that tractor was called the Series 300. It's just a really good website. Let's see if I can pick a topic. One of upstairs. Let's have a look what comes up. Elvis Presley upstairs. Graceland is open to the public these days, but nobody is allowed upstairs, just as it was when Elvis was alive. During his 20 years living at Graceland, the upstairs was off limits except for an invite from Elvis Presley himself. Even to this day, tours of the mansion, which have been going on for 40 years, do not include the King's bedroom and the bathroom where he died. Nonetheless, Elvis' cousin Billy Smith has described the layout of the star's private haven. Billy spent his whole life by the King's side, and both a boy and he was a boy living on the grounds of Graceland, and then as an inner member of the star's Memphis Mafia. And I watched an interview the other day that Lisa Marie, I think either just before or just after the Elvis film that she absolutely loved, took Austin Butler into that bedroom. She always was very strict about who she would take into that bedroom. She allowed Austin Butler to go in there and really got his trust, and vice versa. And I know that Austin Butler was left at Gracelands for a full day completely on his own, so we could get a feel for Elvis. So that's interesting. And then obviously Billy Smith has his own YouTube channel. He's very honest and open, and the relationship between Priscilla and Billy Smith and Lisa Marie and Elvis Presley Enterprises is very complex, I think, with Billy Smith. So I do find some of his interviews very interesting, mine, when he's answering questions. Let's have a look. Billy Smith says, originally you went up the stairs and to the left was two huge double doors, and they were padded at that time. And you went in there and there was two more double doors. One led to the office, which was his office. And I've done a video about him looking out of this office window when he bought Priscilla Presley a black horse that I think was called Blake. And it was watching her, and it might be 1967, and it was watching Priscilla Presley riding that horse that made him then decide to get back into horses. And then he bought, what was that horse? The Rising Sun, and created stables for the Rising Sun that he called the House of the Rising Sun. And Elvis absolutely loved his passion for horses and spent months and months looking for the right horse. And he grew up loving the Western films as well. So, and he would often ride his horses up and down Graceland. He'd also bought all the friends and family in Memphis Mafia a horse. And I think he was known to have had up to 18 horses at Graceland. And he would even ride down and sign autographs at the wall at the gates on his horses. There's a lot of video footage on YouTube with him on his horses. So it was this ensuite bathroom where Elvis tragically died of heart attack, aged 1942. And I did read something the other day. He didn't die sat down. He actually had stood up and moved forward and then had a heart attack. So it's just so sad thinking about him having that heart attack. Billy continued, but before you went through the double doors, if you went around the little hall where his dressing room now is, was a bedroom. It was an extra bedroom, and over to the right was another bedroom. Grandma stayed there for a short period of time. Then they moved her downstairs after, I think, Gladys died. The grandma he referred to was Minnie May, Vernon's mother, who outlived both her sons and grandson and is now buried with the Graceland in the meditation garden with Gladys, who died in 1958. I didn't know that Minnie May had outlived Vernon. I didn't know that. Obviously Elvis, but not Vernon. Billy added, golly, that was basically about it. And then later, the bedroom, Grandma's became Lisa's bedroom. So Minnie May's bedroom became Lisa Marie's bedroom. And the bedroom that was joined to Elvis's bathroom had taken the wall out, and it was a dressing room and a bathroom. Okay. Graceland upstairs is maintained and preserved today by on-site art. I can't read that. Angie Marches. I think she's still there now, isn't she? Angie Marches. I've seen quite a few interviews with her. She's been on TV in the news. At the request of the King's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, she has shared in the past that it's like Elvis just got up and left. Items exactly at where he had them in 1977. Now, I read a story here that one of the things that Lisa Marie Presley used to do, Elvis late at night would ask Lisa Marie Presley to either get his slippers or put his slippers away. And years later, when she was visiting Elvis's bedroom, she looked under the bed where she would place these slippers, and the slippers were still there. And it was many, many years later, like 20 years later. And it just brought back loads of memories to her that these slippers were still there, that she had placed there could have been on the day that he died or the night before he died. I just thought that was a beautiful memory. Right, let's do something else. Let's do the jungle room. Who's going to talk about that? In this video, you can see a little of once-in-a-lifetime experience as visiting Graceland. You will want to visit Graceland, we are sure, okay? Your first stop inside Graceland Mansion will be the foyer, where you can view Elvis's living room, dining room, the stairway, and his mother's bedroom. Here in the foyer was often where special guests were received. Oh, my phone's ringing. Right, I'm going to have to go. Okay, to be continued, guys. You take care. And it's just me learning with you as I go. And I'd rather learn with you guys than sat on my own. Give you a wave. Cheers, guys.